I'm Dylan.
I'm Jesse.
And we
are BoyFabBroz.
How's it going? Me and Jesse are here. We're going over the 83 Honda Civic. It is a hatchback. It is a 1300 FE 5-speed. It is no longer a 1300. We have under the hood a 2-liter dual overhead cam B20. Oh. The inside is fully dynamated, fully gutted. Full race car pretty much. Had to modify the gas tank. Love this little car. Such a cool design. I love it. Here with the engine. We laid this whole car with the 90 SI wiring harness. 90, 91, I can't remember which. This is the factory radiator. Bolts into the factory location and everything. If you can see the header down there, I'm not sure if you can see the clearances between the header and the radiator and all that. That's all stock radiator, stock fan. Didn't have to replace none of this. In order to fit this B-Series transmission into the car, this had to be cut out, raised up, boxed back in. If you can see here, it's been boxed back in here. Not sure if you can see that on the camera. The same side on the drivers, it didn't have to be, but I'm gonna have to cut the hole here for the crank pulley. Still have to do that. But the mounts are fully custom made, boxed in on the outside, gusseted and everything. Ended up having to make a custom dog bone mount on the rear. Not sure if it's gonna be accessible, but it's the gray dog bone back here. I'm not too sure. Connects at the transmission. Had to make that. The engine sits really close to the firewall here. It's about, not sure if you can see that, maybe a ½ inch. This bolt here is almost touching. I mean, it's a tight fit. Stock master cylinder for your brakes. I mean, it's pretty close in there. I'm not sure if you can see how close here to the engine it is, but it fits. It fits. Don't let nobody tell you it won't fit. If we could shut the hood there, Jess, you want to grab that arm? Thank you. There we go, and you can tell hood still shuts. Looks factory on the outside. That's the definition of sleeper.
Yeah, eventually.
So, here what we're going to do. We're going to replace these stock factory calipers with the 8891 EF calipers. That's what the video today here is we are going to be explaining how and what we had to do, or what we're going to have to do, in order to get the B-Series axles and hubs to press into the 83 Civic chassis with bigger brakes, better bearings. Just all together, it's a better upgrade. So, me and Jess are here.
We'll end up having thicker splines on the drive axles. For the CV axles, we'll have a larger spline.
The stock 83 is kind of small, you can tell. You can just see the difference there.
Compare them side to side, and you can definitely see the EFB series style is a lot more robust. So in order to do this, we're going to have to pull the wheel bearing out of the EF style spindle, and
which is a sealed bearing. It is a one-piece sealed bearing, unlike the original 83 bearings are three-piece.
and they are
well,
unsealed.
if you consider the rings here that press them in place, it would be a 5-piece, but the bearing itself is unsealed. They're all just exposed to anything. If you don't have
grit, debris,
if you don't have the right kind of seals for your bearings, they're going to be shot immediately. Even if they're brand new, 10,000 miles, and you'll have to redo brand new bearings. And you don't want to do that every 10,000 miles. That just sucks. I mean, your car's going to last you 200,000 miles. Who wants to do wheel bearings every 10,000? That would suck.
As well as our hubs would not stay in the spindles. They kept backing out of the spindles and causing the wheel bearing to move up and down. We're assuming it's due to the retaining clips.
We believe that it's the ring here that holds itself on the back side of the bearing. And what we're assuming is that it's not pressing down all the way, or it's not pressing far enough down, and it's just backing itself off when it's rotating and then gets loose. We can't have it getting loose, especially with a B-Series swapped Civic that weighs 1,500 pounds. It's going to be very quick if it can hook traction.
Yes.
Hope so anyway.
But in order to do this and to make it work, we're going to have to take this inner lip here. Not sure how well you guys can see that on the camera, but there's a small inner lip here on the inside of these. It's this back right here. We're going to have it turned down about 1/4 of an inch for our size difference between the stock 83 bearing and the larger EF style. I'm not sure if you guys can see the difference between the hub spacing itself, but it's a significant difference.
It should be around about an eighth inch that we need to take out the back side of this, which is a lot when you think about it. When our next video comes, hopefully we'll have this already done. Hopefully the car will be put back together. I guess we'll see. That'll be in the next video. But for now, we're going to keep trying to piece together the parts that we can do with factory parts. So, like we were saying, the 88 to 91 brakes, the rotors themselves
are it's about a 1/2 inch difference.
Yeah, about a 1/2 inch difference.
About 3/8 to a 1/2 inch larger.
Probably 1/4 inch all the way around.
As well as the stock EF style are vented.
The F style is a vented rotor. 83 is not. So even though that is a drilled and slotted rotor.
That will allow for a lot more heat dissipation.
Not only the rotors we're upgrading. If you would like to come, Jess.
Let me see.
We are also going to be upgrading the calipers with it. These are the calipers off of the 88 to 91 Honda Civic. They're going on the 81 to 83 Honda Civic, and you can clearly see the size difference between the brakes. So
much larger.
We'll have a lot more stopping power in the front due to a lot more surface area.
Just our friction area here on our pads.
The pads themselves are a lot larger.
I'm going to try and pop one of those guys out so we can show them the size difference.
Oh man.
Stuck in there, huh?
Yeah, pain, yeah. There we go, there we go. There we go.
Perfect. Now you can see that's a good... wrong way. It's a good about 1.5 inches longer. Definitely.
Yeah, you center it up in the middle, and it's quite a bit bigger.
Definitely,
it's definitely 1/4 inch on each side.
But these ended up coming off of my 91, which we ended up going with a full 90 to 92 ACURA INTEGRA, front and rear. So we are on a complete disc brake setup on my EF. And hopefully we'll be able to find a rear setup that we can do the same with on the 83. I'm hoping to maybe be able to bolt in the ACURA INTEGRA rears, but that'll be determined at a later date. So, if anybody's watching this yet, why don't you just leave a comment and tell us your thoughts on the 83 today. Have a great day, boys and gals.